It's your girl, Lady Mocha. You know I'm always going to pour you a cup of truth, and I'm always going to break you off a slice of knowledge.
Yep, just hold it facing for me to drop off these kids. Come on, y'all.
Put the plate there.
It's playing. Come on, y'all.
Oh boy, that might be good.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. What are you doing? Go ahead. No, he's not with car. Go ahead.
Get in the car. Get in the car.
No, get out of the car. Get out of the car. Micah, get out of the car.
No, get off the car. Daddy got you this weekend. No, Daddy got you this weekend. Come on.
Get in the car.
No, come on. Daddy got you this weekend.
No, get in. Get the fucking car. Get in the 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 car.
Come on.
Get in the car.
Come on. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Get in the car. No.
No, you don't.
No.
No, you don't.
Get in the car.
No, you don't.
Get in the car.
Lacey, no, you don't.
Get in the car.
No,
Get in the car.
don't get in the car. Don't get in the car.
Get in the car.
You're not getting in the car.
Get in the car.
You're not getting in the
Get
car.
your ass in the car.
Don't get in the car.
Get in the car.
Don't get in the car.
Get in the car.
Don't get. What are you doing?
Get-
What
get-
are you? You break.
I'll break your shit.
You break my arm.
Yeah, I'll break it.
Okay, so you got
Get in
you
the
on
car.
camera.
Get in the car.
You
Now.
call the police.
Now.
Don't get
Get
in the car. Don't get in the car, Kyra.
Get in the car.
Don't get in the car.
Get in the car.
Get off my arm. Get off my arm. They coming right back out.
Hold the phone. I call the bullet.
Can you call the police,
Come
please?
over here.
Thank you.
Get from over
Can
here.
you call the police? He's assaulting me. You
Get
see
from over
that?
here. Move.
Thank you.
Go.
Thank you.
Go. Go. Get from over here.
Come on, y'all. Get out the
Get from
car.
over here.
Get out the car. Get over here.
Go. Go. See, go.
I'm not
See,
doing
go.
anything.
Get from over here.
Thank you, see. Call
Go.
the police.
Go. Get from over here.
Thank you.
Car, move your hand.
He tried up the kid by
I can't see.
the boyfriend now. He tried to put the hand in his girlfriend and he put the kid on the ground.
Move, Car.
32nd Street by the red light. Please, can you come right away? Her boyfriend tried to put the hand on her and put the kid.
Mom, I want to go home.
32nd and a red light.
Car, shut up.
Get from over here. Go. Go. Get from over here.
Yeah. All the kid cry and he put his hand on his girlfriend. I'm scared now. I'm female. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I saw the bullet right by. I see one bullet right by. I don't know. They're stopping up. Oh, they got a bullet right here now.
Huh.
Yeah. He come now. I'm scared. Thank you. You guys get out of the car. 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 Tell the bullet. He put your hand on your mom. Go. Go. Come on. Come on. If you guys love your mom.
Okay.
Tell he put the guy hand on you. Go. Go. You're okay. Go over there. Go.
Because they're by the street.
Because you're putting in. You won't let me out. You won't let me out.
Yeah. Come on. Oh, bullshit. Why you dead like?
Hey, what's up? Good morning. It is your Diva in Knowledge, Lady Mocha, and I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in with me this morning here at Cafe de Paris. What's good, everyone? Welcome, Cafe de Paris family. Thank you for stopping by to rock out and dine in with me this morning here at Cafe de Paris. Well, as you all can see, this clip that was just displayed before you is a typical baby mama drama damn syndrome. This is nothing new. This goes on every day, all day. Well, as you can see, this clip was very disturbing and it really had pissed me off. And that's why I felt it was very imperative that I did a commentary on the situation this morning. Well, as you can see from the looks of this clip, this woman, this broad, takes it upon herself to bring her children on this man's property and impose on him by trying to force these kids to get out the car, just imposing on him and basically put her kids feelings, putting their emotions at stake. None of that mattered to her. She wanted to get this man's attention by any means necessary. And the sad part was she was willing to do it at her children's well-being, which to me definitely makes her less than a woman. Because my thing is this: I don't care what issues you and the father have between each other. Never put your children in the crossfire. It's one thing if she would have went up there by herself and dealt with him and pulled that, and even if she would have did that, she still would have been wrong. But at least it would have just been her at that point in time that she was jeopardizing. You wanted this man's attention so bad that you was willing to impose on him by coming on his property impulsively, then forcing the children to get out the car, okay? And of course, the way I look at it is, if you come to my house and you impose on me, I'm going to get rid of you. It's just as simple as that. Nobody's not going to come to my house unannounced. You didn't have the courtesy to call. You didn't have the courtesy to, have the courtesy and the respect to ask before you came over there. You're going to come to my house impulsively with no regards to what I'm doing or what I got going, and you're just going to impose on me. And that's just me, period. You just can't show up on my property unannounced and come to my house out disrespectfully and don't notify me, don't give me a courtesy common call. That's just how I feel about it. Same thing with this situation here. Now, granted, they have these children together, and those are his kids too, which I'm assuming, okay, which is why she felt nothing wrong with forcing those children to get out of that car, because she knew these are his kids. So hell, I'm gonna make you man up. I'm gonna make you be a daddy. I'm gonna make you acknowledge these kids. And my thing was, girlfriend, you went all about that. You went all about it way wrong. You were dead ass wrong for even putting your children in that situation. Okay, so of course I know that when most people view this clip, the first thing that comes to mind is, how dare he not want his children? How he don't want anything to do with his children? First of all, people have to look at the bigger picture here, okay? She came up there looking to stir up some drama. I don't know who this other female in the car was with her, but I have a feeling that was her mother or the grandmother of her children, or maybe that was a girlfriend. And it's always another hood rat pushing up another hood rat, okay? It's always like that, all right? So you can hear the grandmother in the background encouraging this mess, okay? And basically, the woman in the background and the mother and the mother of these children, they forced these children to get out of the car on this man's property. Now, who's to say this was even his property? Okay. From what I read in the comments, I don't know how accurate it is, but someone said he was at another female's house. Okay. When she did this, is new girlfriend or whatever, which to me makes kind of perfect sense, because most women pull a stunt when a man has moved on and trying to, start a new life, start a new chapter. This is when women get extra aggressive with their children. They really want to force their children to be put up front, especially when a man has moved on and is in a current relationship with someone else. They really want to prove to the other woman then, oh, okay, I know he's with you, but don't forget, he has children over here, okay? Which I'm sure 9 times out of 10, he already told her he has children. So it was no need for her to try to go over there and stir up a bee's hive and try to prove a point. But this is what a lot of bitter ass women do, black, white, Puerto Rican, whoever, women who are bitter and so badly want a man's attention, they are willing to pull desperate stunts and desperate extremes, just like in this scenario, to the point they're willing to put their own children at risk. Now, as I was getting ready to state, I know right now he's looking like the villain, but I really don't consider him the villain in this situation because she knew just what she was doing. 9 times out of 10, ladies, we know just what we be doing, okay? When we pissed off, when we mad, depending on how miserable we are in the stage in our life, depending on what kind of, you know, pitiful ass season it is for us, whether if that season means we don't have a man or that season is the man we got ain't really worth crap, or whatever the case is, whatever emotional state of mind women go through at a certain point in period of time. Sometimes women, we can be malicious. We can be malicious. We can be vindictive, because in all honesty, I've been in a situation where me and my husband at the time, before we currently had gotten married, him and his ex-wife at the time, they was separated before they divorce had finalized, and I used to go to his house sometimes and spend a night and stuff like that, before we got serious. And I remember during that point in time, she, during their separation, she was all over the place like a flying monkey, dating all different type of dudes, random dudes, and all of this other stuff. She was just kind of all out there. You feel me? So, I remembered one point in time when, things were going really, really bad and on her end. And, I guess she felt like her back was against the wall, I guess dudes wasn't really checking for her like that. She really wasn't getting anywhere, out there in the dating world or whatever the case was, or probably wasn't even that specific situation. It just was a lot was going on at that period in time, I'm sure. And I remember she actually pulled up in the driveway and she dropped the kids off in the yard, literally. And I remember the kids were screaming and crying and upset. We had 2 daughters from her. So I remember she took it upon herself to come on his property and to sling their children off in his yard. Didn't call, didn't say, look, I need y'all to come get him. I need a break. I feel like my back is against the wall. Or even if she didn't want to go into her personal details, hey, I need to come over there and bring these kids. I got some stuff I got to handle. Anything, something, common courtesy. Honey, she ain't do none of that. I just remember me and his sister was sitting in the living room, and I never forget. She sped up in the driveway like a demonic like she wasn't going through demonic phase or whatever the case was. And I remember she was so pissed, and I remember the day like it was yesterday. And I know to this day, if I was even bring it up to her, she would lie and swear up and down that never even happened. But I remembered she pull up in the yard so fast that, how you could see the smoke, coming from underneath the tire or whatever, because he had like a dirt road to his driveway, whatever. And I remember her just opening the back door forcefully, and she picking the kids up by their arm one by one, picking them up and and I won't say throw it because that's too strong of a word, but I remember she just picked each one up and just set them right and just left them right there and pull off in the yard. And I remember I had to run out there and get one, and his sister ran out there and got the other. And I remember the kids was crying. They was upset, because basically, kids feed off our vibe as mothers. If they feel us tense, they feel us angry, they'll start crying. They'll start getting frustrated because kids can sense things even though they don't know what's going on. And I just remember her daughters, it was like, what, 3, 2 and 3 at the time, and I remember they were crying. They was upset. And this helper had no remorse, none. Just slung them off like, this your problem. Here you go. I'm out. So I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? You didn't even at least try to comfort your kids, or to make sure they was, emotionally okay before you just left them there like that. And this is what happens in a lot of cases. You have some women when they back is against the wall with their children, depending on what the hell is going on in their personal life, and they lose stability. They get to a point to where they lose their patience, depending on what the hell is going on. You know, they become miserable and they take it out on their children. And when they take things out on the kids or whatever, and they want to be relieved, they don't want to deal with the kids for that moment. They feel like they are entitled. They're just throwing the kids off on the father without checking to see what it is he has to do, or to see if he's even in a appropriate, situation to even tend to the children. Her thing was, these your kids, I'm tired, I'm pissed, I'm angry, or whatever the case is, I need a break. Here, your goddamn problem. Ain't asked no questions, didn't, have the common courtesy to call and see if he was there. He wasn't even there. Make it so bad. It was just me and his sister. So I guess, well, I mean, you get what I'm saying? I'm like, good thing we was damn there, you know what I mean? But this is the whole moral of the story that I want to make very clear. All right. When women cannot have their way, and this is not for all women. Let me make that clear. If it does not apply, you do not have to reply. But some of you women, when y'all allow that bitter pill to consume you, or your back is against the wall, or you get frustrated with life based on poor choices you have made, instead of you finding a way to deal with your problems in a mature and womanly manner, instead of you praying about it, seeking spiritual guidance or whatever the case is, you take it upon yourself and you're just going to force someone to deal with your children. Now, this is not to say that men do not have a responsibility to be there for you and intervene in events. You need their help. But in situations like this, she went about it all wrong. She was wrong for going up on that man's property and imposing on him. You could tell he was not even prepared, and that's what pissed him off. And what ended up happening was, I don't think it wasn't that he didn't want the children, because that's the first thing everybody said. He didn't want the children. I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think it had everything to do with the fact that this broad imposed on him and it pissed him off. And then she was being malicious about it. She knew he was not prepared for those kids being there. Okay, because if she was prepared, it's common sense. If he was prepared for them being there, she wouldn't have had to force them to come out the car. You get what I'm saying? He would have willingly got the kids, one by one, brought them in the house, and then that would have been the end of that. You could tell he was not prepared. She ambushed him. Okay, and he reacted. And I am the same way. Do not impose on me. I hate, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. If you want to make me mad, do not impose nothing on me unless it's an emergency situation. Somebody got killed, somebody got hurt, and you just, you come up to my house, hey, an emergency happened, blah, 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 something like that. But to just impose on me and you come to my house unannounced, all because you just want to hang out or see what I'm doing, hell no. To me, that's disrespectful. I do not like stuff like that, okay? Anyhow, I believe that's what it was more about. But what she tried to do was she tried to do it in a malicious manner, and they was videotaping this the whole time. So she knew what she was doing for her to even start videotaping it. And what pissed me off about the situation, what I saw where when she was taking the kids out the car and he was telling her to put the kids back in the car, she gonna pull them out the car anyway. So what ended up happening, I could tell him or her ended up kind of tussling, which I didn't agree with his way of handling it, but I could understand when somebody throws something on you like that, your first reaction is not always the best reaction. But what he could have did versus getting upset with her and pulling up on her and all this and that, what he could have done was he could have called the police, okay, and stated that she came up there in a hostile manner. In other words, she came up here looking for confrontation. And what he could have told the police was, look, the reason why I had to call you is because she imposed on me on my property with our children. I did not give her permission to come over here. I did not authorize her to come over here. Granted, these are my children. She didn't have authorization to come over here. Okay, she's trespassing. He could have shut it down with just one phone call. Period. Okay, because the police cannot make him get his kids. That's a personal matter. That's not a criminal offense. He could have shut that down, and that same day he could have got a restraining order and shut all that all the way down. And if he still, wanted to see his children, all he would have to do was go to court, child support, whatever. That way they could have made an agreement on visitation. That way she would have known only on certain days he's obligated to get them, not when the hell she feels like it. Okay, that was the only part I fought him on, because you could tell she came up there on a drama queen mode looking for something, and that's all she needed was for him to pinch her, touch her, shove her. That is what she wanted. Because just that quick for him, tossing at her. And I think he was so much doing it in a manner was, I don't think he was trying to beat her down. He wanted her to get the hell on. He was pushing on her as far as, you need to leave, get back in the car or whatever. But that was not the appropriate way for him to handle it. Okay, he could have called the police. Guys, you do know you can't call the police, right? Women are not the only ones that have the right to call police when you feel like the woman is being an aggressor. And in this case, she was definitely being an aggressor. And I hope they don't think they proved something by filming this, because if anything, he can use this video to his advantage, because they are going to see the whole dynamics, how she played all of this out. Now, to add insult to injury, I don't know if y'all peeped it, but did y'all catch the grandmother or whoever the hell that was when she told the kids, tell the police when they get here, because she was on the phone with the police, exaggerating, embellishing, making it seem like the man was fighting a woman and all of that, and women do that crap a lot, always caught a law, even when they the one being the aggressor, okay? So she goes and says to the kids now, when the police get here, tell them your daddy put his hands on you and your mama. And I was like, oh, hell no. Nah. Is you serious? You teaching these children to lie? You teaching these children that it's okay to lie, not only lie, but to lie on their father? He did not put his hands on the children like that. And she put and then the mother, she was putting her hands on him too, because both of them kind of was tussling with each other a little bit. But she come up there being an aggressor. He was only defending himself. But again, he should have just called the police, because that mother took that one little thing and ran with it. All because he shoved and was trying to push her back in the car and, with the kids or whatever. That's what they wanted. Anytime, note to men, anytime you have a woman coming to your property, coming up on your job or wherever, and she's being an aggressor, it's a plan. It's a plan behind the aggression. Do not fall for it. One call, that's all. 911. It's not about being a punk. It's not about you not being a man. It's about, look, it's not worth getting yourself in a situation where you get caught up in the midst of the drama. You got to do whatever you got to do to diffuse the situation. Okay, and that's just the bottom line. There's nothing wrong with calling the police. That's what he should have done. That would have hurt her more than what he did, because that is exactly what she wanted. And this old hag, you can tell she was sounding like an older woman. You're not even setting an example from the situation. You're not telling your daughter or whoever, whatever their relation is, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to get the kids involved. We're not going to allow them to get caught up in between what's going on with you and him. But like I said, hood rats support other hood rats. Whether if it's an old hood rat, a young hood rat, a white hood rat, a black hood rat. A hood rat is a hood rat. And what do hood rats like? Hood rats love to entertain drama. That's basically what it boils down to, okay? So this whole situation was just uncalled for, but this is what happens when some women allow that bitter pill to consume them. They will take extreme measures to prove a point. Now, I don't know if she decided to bring them on there, over there, and pose on him for the simple fact that she's been reaching out and not getting his attention, or he's with another woman. Whatever the case is, it does not solidify, it doesn't justify her actions from bringing them over there, okay, and forcing and putting her kids in that situation. This is the other point I want to make. This is for man and woman. If your significant other or the mother or the father of your children express to you that they want nothing to do, with your children, no matter how much you try to make them cooperate, and it's gotten to the point to where you feel like you got to force your kids on them, that is the worst thing you can do. I don't know about y'all, but through all these news things I've been seeing on the news and on social media, the way people are hurting children now, the way men are killing their own children now, the way some women are killing their own children. Do not force somebody to be there for your children if they don't want to be there for your children. Because who's to say he could have been one of those guys, being that she was trying to piss him off and make him be something he didn't want to be for the children. He wouldn't take it out on the kids and could have killed all of them, could have hurt all of them, and I'm not saying he's that kind of guy. I don't know him personally, but what I'm saying is when we try to force people to be a parent, sometimes you bring on more chaos than what you ask for, because everybody's not going to willingly accept you imposing anything on them. You have some people doing, because again, we have a lot of narcissists walking around. We have a lot of people with schizophrenic. We got a lot of bipolar ass people. You got a lot of mental illnesses on the rise. You try to force somebody to do something that they don't have the capabilities of doing, they don't have the willingness to do, or they don't have the patience to do, and you force a responsibility on them, even though it is their responsibility. But when you force them to be responsible for something that they really don't want to be responsible for, even though they created that responsibility, you may end up adding more tension to the situation, because it has happened, y'all. And I'm not saying nothing that it hasn't already happened. Y'all hear about it all the time. You hear about it on your local news. You see it all the time. Different stories on YouTube, different stories on Facebook. Father kills all 4 children and mother, or mother, hurts child, or whatever the case is. People are hurting their own children on the strength of they don't want to be bothered. Some people just face it. Anybody could create children, but that don't mean people want to be bothered with children, okay? And when you are so determined to take it upon yourself, you're gonna make somebody be something they don't want to be, because you don't want to be left with the hole in the bag by yourself. You're gonna take it upon yourself and make it happen. Then be prepared for the consequences that may come behind that. Because you got some people that's so wicked minded, their thoughts will provoke them to do some really, bugged out evil type stuff. Oh, okay, she gonna force me to take care of these kids. Okay, I tell you what, I'm gonna eliminate this problem. I'm gonna just get rid of the goddamn kids. That way, F it. We ain't got to deal with it. Because people don't see past the moment. They ain't thinking about prison time. They ain't thinking about how it's gonna affect everybody around them. You got some people, depending on how much you piss them off, all they see is black and they snap. And seeing as angry as he was, I wouldn't even trust leaving my kids with him, to be honest. Once I see you don't want my kids, honey, you ain't got to tell me but one time. It never phases me how you have women who know people who know other people don't want their children, do not want to be bothered with their kids, and you gonna make somebody be there for your children. And what you do is you make another problem, because you got some people who ain't got a problem out there proving the point. Oh, okay, you want to make me be a daddy? I'm gonna be a daddy, all right. You gonna wish you gonna damn the day and damn the hour you ever drop them off over here, because this is gonna be the last time you ever see them. I'm telling you, it can get deep. It can get just that serious. Never underestimate your opponent. But anyhow, what is y'all opinion with this situation? What do y'all think about her just imposing on this man with these children? And you see how it affected the children. They were crying, they were upset, they was confused, and their grandmother, whoever this other off-brand broad in the background, lying, teaching these kids how to lie and tell the police officer, tell daddy that he put your hands on mommy and he put your hands on y'all. I mean, what do y'all think about the situation? Fellas, what would you have done in this situation? Okay. Ladies, what would you have done? Okay. I mean, granted, you probably getting frustrated, overwhelmed because the father's not there and you so badly want him to relieve you or to step up. Do you think this is the appropriate manner to get him to step up? What would you have done, you know, to try to get him to cooperate with you versus what this female did in this situation? This is very disturbing, y'all. Listen, when it comes to proving a point, do not, you know, put your children in a crossfire. Okay, they are innocent, they are young, they don't know any better. This one situation could emotionally traumatize these children for the rest of their lives. Now, these children start getting older and they start having problems. They lashing out, acting crazy, and doing off the wall stuff. Guarantee you, she's not going to understand where it came from. She's just going to think they just being bad. They just acting up, not realizing that you have planted a seed. You have planted a seed of rejection because now these babies are feeling rejected when it was your trifling ass who had no business going over there and imposing on him. If somebody does not want your children, I don't care if it's their dad. That's where you got to pull up your big girl panties and pray about it and ask God to give you strength, wisdom, and guidance on how to deal with the situation alone accordingly, okay? But on that note, it is your girl, Lady Mocha, and I want to thank all of you for tuning in and rock out with me at Cafe de Paris. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so when I go live, you guys will not miss out on my live streaming, okay? Y'all have a wonderful day, and y'all take care. This is your girl, Lady Mocha, and I'm signing off. And remember, I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth, and I'm going to always break you off a slice of knowledge and spiritual awareness. Y'all have a wonderful day.